it. Okay, so. Oh my god. I have something.
Oh my god.
Really excited for you. These are great guys. Congratulations.
I'm like, I can't even process it.
You're gonna make me cry.
Oh my god.
Did it get here?
Look what she has.
Oh my god. Can I hug you? I just feel like hugging everybody.
Honey.
Oh my god, can I hug you? Oh my gosh, I'm like gonna hug everybody in the office.
It's okay, we like hugs.
I literally cannot function right now.
It's
I
very,
just
very
heard her,
pro hug office.
Look at you. Congratulations, sweetheart.
You worked so hard.
You worked really hard for that.
Yeah, you did.
And you came really fast.
I really cannot function right now. Like,
Alright, so do your R&R and breathe.
yeah,
Breathe through it. You'll be fine.
I'm alright.
You're alright. You got it. And also, I love the fact that they used the picture where you're smiling.
I know. Why is my jaw like shaking?
Oh my god. So congratulations.
My like mascara is good.
Oh please. I don't wear mascara for this reason. Yeah, too much crying on this job.
This is like April Fool's.
No, oh my god, would that be the worst?
No, it's kind of funny because we did schedule it for April Fool's and I did think about it. I was like, no, but she told me this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was like, it can't be. Imagine, it's fake.
I'm like a sadistic person.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Ajde tamo novi, ej! Ajde, zagrlite novu.
Ajme meni. Bako, kako se osjećaš?
Dobro, mislim, šta ću ti reći, uzbuđeno, sretno, pa valjda ne mogu niti opisati koja je sreća.
Bako, možeš ti procesirati ovaj moment jer ja ne mogu.
Misliš kako osjećaj i to?
Da, ne mogu uopće.
Ne možeš, znaš zašto ne možeš, zato još nam ne možemo još doći sebi.
Da.
Ali doćemo sad kad dođemo kući pa kad se mi sredimo pa ćemo onda,
Ajme meni.
Evo ga.
Zida, kako se ti osjećaš?
Vrlo lijepo, nikad bolje.
Jel ti možeš ovo sve procesirati?
Sve ja mogu i hoću. Prema tome sad ćemo poslati poruku tvojoj mami.
Dobro.
Da smo se ukrcali u auto i da krećemo prema Splitu sa jednom umjerenom, laganom vožnjom. Kao da vozi Mrs.
A di je Klaudija? Šta ste
Svijeta.
Ništa, ja ću stvarno plakati. Mislim, ne mogu vjerovati.
Jel vidiš?
The carpet was orange, with a fuzzy texture that would engulf my small palms. I curiously asked myself, what is this and that? He sat commandingly on the green leather chair. I only saw his tailored shoes and his casual suit attire. My chin could not extend upwards. I never got to actually meet my grandfather, but that was the first and last time seeing him. I was less than 1 year old. First memory. Motion sick, I threw up on myself. That airplane ride was a warning sign that my body was assimilating. A green fluorescent light beamed in a stuffy lack of a shelter. I'm small enough to sleep on top of the luggage, I argued, but they gave me a bed all to myself instead. 10 hours away was my new home. I was 5 years old. Second memory. 1 year after I adapted, my other home called me. The Mediterranean Sea wanted to embrace me again. My family wanted to squeeze me a little tighter before I knew goodbye. I asked my mother if I could travel alone across the ocean to split Croatia. I was 6 years old. She said yes. My motherland, like a mother, urged me to visit her every year. I obeyed. 6 years of wanting to reside in the middle of the ocean in order to be equal distance. I was 11 when a woman told me at a window in immigration services that I could no longer go back because I couldn't return to the United States. My mother and I loudly sobbed together. We sat in a park and she asked if I wanted to stay home and miss school in order to feel better. I said no. I would miss out on important class lessons, I said mid-cry. I was always resilient. We were reading from an earth science textbook in my class and I started crying. I hid my streaming tears behind my long, dirty blonde hair. No one but my friend across from me saw. She asked, "What's wrong?" I told her I could never return home again. 10 years of being undocumented. I lived with the fear of deportation, a heavy dislike of holidays without family, and constant limbo. I was dealing with a glooming cloud reminding me of my constant limitations. Going through all the motions of being a girl to a teen, while subconsciously feeling the weight of the world that always brought me back to my deepest fears. I knew I would survive my father leaving for Croatia at the start of high school, knowing he couldn't see me for 10 years. I knew I would survive not being eligible for financial aid and having to pay out of pocket while managing to graduate on time. I turned to a positive path of breaking undocumented immigrant stereotypes by succeeding academically and interning for 8 top companies during my years in college. The lack of control over my life forced me to manage the things I could control and own the life that I could create out of my own persistence and resilience. I told myself unapologetically that I loved myself the first time when I was 20 years old. After connecting all the dots of the hardest life school that I had ever symbolically attended for 10 years, I instinctively called myself žena koja zna. It's in Croatian and it means the woman who knows. I did not become her overnight, but rather I found that learning all my hardest lessons of determination, self-care, and healing, I recognized she was inside of me all along. Old skin keeps shedding and I keep renewing myself, keeping what I like and removing what I don't like. I've shed my fears, doubts, insecurities, and limbo to welcome a woman who is effortlessly happy with the little things, is confident and self-sufficient, is independent, intelligent, and multi-talented, and a woman with a loud and articulate activist voice that is a force to be reckoned with, a fire to be touched. I know that the answers are inside of me, that I only have to call upon that wise old woman in me to know where my gut instinct is calling me. I talk to my highest self and ask the questions that I don't need to seek advice for. I do not need anyone's validation or consent to live my truth unapologetically. I know my own rules, boundaries, energy, and dreams. I know that happiness can be found digging my fingers into soil, dancing with my baby cousins, diving for sea urchins, rainy nights, praying in all religions, thrift store collecting, exhibition hopping, documenting the moment, not documenting the moment, recognizing your growth, telling someone what you wish someone would have told you, and much more. I know healing can be found rereading my favorite books, hugging my grandparents, exploring the city with my friends, in my intersectional feminist communities, burning sage, allowing myself to be vulnerable, starting anything from scratch, traveling alone without a destination, creating my own spiritual practice, and much more. I know belonging can be found claiming your safe space, in collaborative efforts, on mountaintops, among protesters, in long train rides, while improvising a dance, having a manifestation corner, writing letters to yourself, taking a break from social media, starting new traditions, being an ally, doing a free write, taking a walk, blessing your sister's hands, and much more. I know truth can be found among whispers, the 4 seasons, keeping your opinionated essays from school, talking to yourself out loud, befriending strangers in faraway countries, looking below from above, harvesting a garden, listening to the sea, playing with snails, having a bucket list, owning a new hobby, looking back at old diary entries, and more. I also know that I don't know everything, but I know that I will always figure out anything and everything that I'm looking for. I know that I will understand on a new morning, or a week later, or 2 months down the line. I know that emotions like confusion are temporary, that the bigger picture makes sense. I know that there are spiritual forces that are greater than me, that I am worthy and capable of greatness, and that I have an infinite ability to empower myself. I know that after my hardest life school of being undocumented has passed, I am not bitter, but rather appreciative. I know how much I gained, learned, and grew, and for that I am thankful. That I forced myself to take ownership in the areas of my life that I could manage and harvest the garden that I later wanted to sow. My mantra is a tribute to the woman who always knew that I would not only survive, but thrive in my toughest obstacles and overcome the odds that are placed against me. I knew that I would create a narrative that I was proud of. I knew that I was beautiful, worthy, brilliant, capable, and unbreakable, despite the systematic oppression that was placed before me. I knew that I could prove them wrong, and even surprise myself with my accomplishments. I knew that loving myself fearlessly was the revolution they feared. I knew that even in my young body, I had the answers of how to make it out.
Sve se osjećam.
Kako da
Ovo je toliko nenormalno.
Vidi našeg balkona, vidi ga.
Ajme meni.
Sad sam ti ga sredio.
Ajme meni, on nije
Jedini
pravi
naš
život.
balkon, vidiš?
Nije ovo pravi život. Ajme meni.
Vidiš? Vidiš, slušaj.
Ajme. Ko da dolazi na prošli život. Ajme meni. Ne mogu.
Sve novo, vidiš.
Evo je.
Ne mogu ti da je pak. Osjećam se kada sam došla u prošli život.
Nemoj biti
Evo ga, sad vi lipo polako izađite.
Ajme, lipo se vidi brda.
Eto ti jugiće, vidiš li?
No, odmah sam vidjela.
Nova, ti si iz oceana doplivala do ovdje, bravo.